Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us tonight. New developments in the ongoing search for a missing Sarasota family. A second body has now been found, believed to be a member of the Kimberly family, who've been missing now since Sunday.
The Coast Guard says the body was found approximately 4 miles southeast of where the first body was located yesterday off Sanibel Island. Still no confirmation on either identity. ABC 7's Adam Cellini joins us live from the Sarasota Bayfront with more on today's developments. Adam.
Scott and Haley, good evening. Yeah, I'm right along the bayfront here near downtown Sarasota. Behind me, you can see the line of sailboats where people actually live on them. That's their homes. It's a community that the Kimberly family was a part of for the last year. Several of those boaters are watching the news with heavy hearts. One man told us Ace Kimberly, the father, was a close friend of his and one of the most experienced boaters out here.
Had I known he was even leaving, I would have probably tried to stop him.
Travis Evans has lived on a sailboat near Marina Jacks for 3 years. He met Ace Kimberly and his 3 teenage children, Rebecca, Roger, and Donnie, last December. He tells us Ace is a good man, excellent father, and knows more about boats than almost anyone.
I mean, I was just really in disbelief, you know, I mean, how could this happen to somebody like him? I mean, somebody as good as he is.
A Coast Guard search that began Tuesday, turning up several findings Wednesday morning. Around 2:30 a.m., a helicopter and boat from the Cortez station spotted what they believed to be a meteor flare, and all resources diverted to the new search area.
Flare sightings are difficult because whether it was a flare or not, we're not sure. We treat it like it was.
A few hours later, a bucket with birth certificates, wallets, a GPS, cell phone, and toolbox found 5.5 miles west of where a body was discovered on Wednesday.
As a father of 4, I know how devastating these findings are to them, and we're cognizant of that. This is still an active search, although it's a dire situation.
Now a second body has been spotted in the search area. Evans says the Kimberly family left Sarasota Bay abruptly on Sunday, possibly following an argument between Ace and his 17-year-old daughter, Rebecca.
We knew he was planning to go, and he'd called me on Friday, and I was supposed to give him a handheld radio for him to take with him, and we never got back up with each other. I went to see him, and he was gone.
He and several others are still praying someone survives long enough for rescue. Now, we've also learned that the U.S. Coast Guard found a sailboat mast 100 miles off the shore of Fort Myers, Now, again, there are no details at all, gender, ages of the 2 bodies that they have discovered. Those bodies and the debris from this morning, however, were all found within 10 miles of one another. Live in Sarasota, I'm Adam Cellini. Scott and Haley, back to you.
All right, Adam, thank you. On the heels of this very difficult search, there's an emergency locator device available that can save lives in similar situations. The emergency position indicating radio beacon, also known as an EPIRB, is something boating safety experts say every boat going offshore should have. When trouble arises on the water, the EPIRB dramatically improves the chances for a boater to survive.
If your boat goes down quickly in a storm, the EPIRB's always going to work. Usually the water triggers them, and it sends off it actually sends a signal to the Coast Guard with your vessel name, and will send a location. It's probably the most important part of the safety equipment on the boat.
The EPIRB locator device can cost anywhere from $150 up to $700, but many boaters say you can't put a price on the lives this device can save.
And now it's time to get a check on our forecast and head over to Bob.
I'll tell you, those EPIRBs are very important tools to have on your boat, as you said, especially if you're going offshore. If you don't know it, those EPIRBs actually tie into the weather satellites. That information, that signal is sent to the weather satellites, and then it is transferred to the Coast Guard. And over the years, there have been thousands of people who have been saved across the world as a result of that device that you saw right there, that EPIRB. So right now, the wave heights in the search area are very small. That's a good sign, and the winds have been very light all throughout the Gulf of Mexico, less than 10 knots for the most part, and seas running less than 2 feet throughout that region. And as far as the wind gusts go in the forecast, it's going to stay light out there. So as far as the rescue operation is going right now, there's no consideration in any kind of rough weather. The only thing that could pop up are some storms that may develop and move off into the Gulf of Mexico, but those are very isolated right now. You can see that activity not all that strong at this point, so that's also some fairly good news there. A few showers east of Northport. We had some rain near Inglewood bit earlier, and some showers just to the east of Port Charlotte. Not much going on into Manatee County right now. There is a chance to see a few isolated showers, though, later on this evening as things kind of wind on down and that east coast breeze makes it all the way over to the west coast. More rain in the forecast, though, as we press toward the weekend. We'll have the details on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is looking to increase its budget by about $7 million. The Sheriff's Office was allotted a $100 million budget for the 2015-2016 fiscal year. Sheriff Tom Knight is asking the county to increase that amount by about $7 million for the upcoming budget year. The sheriff says the additional funding is necessary to keep the people of Sarasota County safe. He's looking to hire a total of 10 more employees, 6 deputies, 1 lieutenant, 1 school resource deputy, a chemist, and a media specialist.
We want to drive crime down. We want to take care of quality of life in this county. We want to make sure our tourism is secure and safe and our beaches are secure and safe, and to work with the county government to ensure that people want to continue to come back to Sarasota County or people want to move here.
The county gave preliminary approval to the budget. The final meeting will be held in late September.
University of South Florida is now in a new class of elite Florida universities. Today, the Florida Board of Governors formally designating USF as the state's first emerging preeminent state research university. The Florida Preeminence Program rewards high-performing state research institutions. The new designation comes with $5 million for research investments this year. USF plans to spend the money to enhance research in heart health and medical engineering.
As the cities of Venice and Northport continue to grow, the need for affordable housing also grows. The mayors of both cities are working with local employers to figure out exactly what needs to be built in the area. ABC 7's Christopher Brantley is joining us live from Venice with more. Christopher.
Good evening, Haley. Among those businesses in attendance for this initial conversation of meetings was the largest single employer in the area, PGT Industries. At PGT Industries, the need for affordable housing is as clear as the windows they make.
Your housing costs become 45 and 50% of your household budget. You're outside the standard of 35%, so that eats up more and more of your living.
For the over 2,000 employees at PGT, the starting pay is $10 an hour. And while many employees make much more, it's still not enough to cover rent, which can be $1,000 a month for a one-bedroom apartment.
Just having something in place that allows us to have affordable housing near those industries that are being created helps our team members to be able to be more successful.
Venice and Northport's mayors are stepping in, holding a meeting last week and another oncoming about what they can do to help.
Too many times government comes in and says, I've got the answer, and they start building something or doing something without taking into consideration the people that they're trying to serve. I wanted to do it the other way around.
PGT offers its employees financial planning classes, helping to structure their employees' finances. The Director of Human Resources, Brian Langle, knows the issue well.
A lot of times those conversations revolve around the cost of housing that they'll experience. And a lot of times in the area here, that is very prohibitive for them to be able to live near PGT.
Langle is happy the mayors are reaching out, but he's remaining cautious.
You're encouraged, but you would like to see some action, obviously, with that. And
the major takeaway from this initial meeting was the need for an apartment complex in the area that has affordable rental prices. Talks will continue at their next meeting on July 1st. Back to you.
All right, Christopher, thank you. Sarasota County is asking for feedback on how to improve one of its parks. Officials say Arlington Park is in need of renovations. Last week, the county held a series of community meetings to hear residents' opinions. Many wanted to see improvements made to the fitness center, outdoor shelter, bathroom repairs, and dog park updates. The county is also planning to put out an online survey next week to generate some more feedback. Arlington Park covers about 23 acres of land.
Going kayaking or paddleboarding off Ted Sperling Park in Sarasota County may soon be a little bit easier. The county has filed an application with the city to allow guests to pay for vendors on site. Right now, visitors who want to take tours at South Lido Key Park have to make reservations in advance and then complete their payments off site. About 12 boat rental companies operate out of this park every year.
Really popular spot for kayakers and paddleboarders.
And that might make people more willing to go out if they can do it all right on site.
Yeah. Still to come in your Suncoast News, President Obama speaking out about the Supreme Court's ruling on immigration.
And ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus, later in Health Smart, new ways to detect suicidal thoughts and behaviors with treatment taking effect within just a few hours.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Did you know? Many dogs are returned to shelters simply because they lack obedience. Contact Canine Corral about various training programs. We train dogs and their owners. Canine Corral, where the love is.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
This Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Minute is brought to you by Sarasota Ford.
The Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix offers 2 full days of racing just off Lido. Aquacross racing returns with more than 80 personal watercraft teams, along with 10 superstock boats, averaging 70 miles an hour. Then more than 30 powerboats take to the water, many topping speeds of 100. And don't miss the Boats on Main block party and meet and greet Who's in the Driver's Seat, events so you can meet the racers up close and personal.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford because Sarasota Ford guarantees you our lowest price on every new Ford every day. Save on America's best-selling truck, 39 years running, the Ford F-150. Fusions, Escapes, over 800 vehicles on site or online, all on sale. Buy with 0% for 60 months. And now, get up to 2,000 trade assistance. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
That's Chuck, proud homeowner, regular do-it-yourselfer. Today he's attempting an electrical repair. This is Pablo. He's an electrician with Mr. Sparky. How's he doing, Pablo?
Terrible, Mike.
Yeah. What Chuck doesn't realize is that almost 68,000 home fires are caused every year by electrical problems.
What?
If he doesn't have the proper tools and training, he's liable to start the next one.
Little help here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You might want to write that number down.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Pomero Shop Furniture. After 66 years in Sarasota, we're still the leader in hard-to-find and custom-made furniture. We have literally thousands of fabrics and patterns to choose from, and our free in-home design consultation will help you create rooms in your home specific to your unique style. Our inventory changes daily, so come in today to see what's new. Plus, anything in our showroom can be part of your home the very next day. Pomero Shop Furniture, now with 3 locations.
Nasty, rainy weather could hurt the turnout in a historic vote in Britain.
Voters are deciding whether the United Kingdom should remain a member of the European Union. The UK has been a member of the EU since 1973. Following months of campaigning, a record number of people, 46 million, were registered to take part in the vote. But thunderstorms and flooding caused canceled trains and slow journeys in the London area. The polling stations just closed a short time ago, and the final nationwide result is expected to be announced tomorrow morning. Now, the referendum and predictions Britain will stay in the EU is having a positive impact on the markets here in the U.S. Both the Dow and the NASDAQ closing way up. Look at the Dow up 230 points today to close above 18,000 again. And the NASDAQ, a huge gain of 76 points to finish at 49.10. So some confidence there.
And as we always talk about with Richard, those world events affect our markets right here at home. On one of the last days for this Supreme Court to issue rulings before they recess for the session, an important decision on immigration.
The Supreme Court deadlocked, dealing a stunning blow to the Obama administration and those hoping to bring millions of illegal immigrants out of the shadows. Outside the Supreme Court today, a sense of sadness and anger among protesters. The 8-member Supreme Court deadlocked, unable to render a decision on the challenge to President Obama's executive order that would have granted legal protections to family members of U.S. citizens living here illegally. Republicans felt vindicated.
This is a win for the Constitution. Congress, not the president, writes our laws. And today, the Supreme Court validated that very core, essential, fundamental principle.
The president vowed to make it an election year issue in November and maintained his administration would not prioritize those deportations.
We're going to have to decide whether we're people who accept the cruelty of ripping children from their parents' arms, or whether we actually value families and keep them together for the sake of all of our communities.
So while his executive order has been defeated, the president will still try to offer protections.
And Congress just doesn't give the president enough money to actually deport all 11 million. So what the president kind of reaffirmed today was there was still going to be some prioritization. They've always said, this administration, that their priority was suspected terrorists, people with criminal convictions, people who just crossed the border, but not law-abiding Americans who work hard, who have family members here that they support.
Addressing the American people today, the president also reiterated the only reason the Supreme Court was deadlocked was because the Senate refuses to consider his nominee, Merrick Garland. All right, Bob, another hot one.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You can feel it.
Steamy out
There's
there.
a little bit of dry air still lingering around. That's the reason why we're not seeing the widespread rainfall. Just a little bit. There's still some showers trying to break out, and they will through the evening, but I don't think it'll be widespread. It won't be all that tough at this point. Lakewood Ranch webcam showing the fair weather cumulus clouds. Yes, not much of a breeze today either. Boy, I was out in the water. It was a hot one, to say the least. And you can see the Lakewood Ranch webcam really not firing up any storms this afternoon. There's some showers down to our south, but that activity is fairly weak. I mentioned that dry air. Most of it is moving away and shifting north. And look at this. We have a little low spinning right there, an upper level low spinning just offshore of the west central Florida now, and a little bit of dry air is punched in, but we still have some moisture around, enough to kick off a few spotty showers here and there, especially into South Sarasota County. Look at that. It was around for just about a half hour, 45 minutes, rained itself out, and then other showers developing along that sea breeze front and that east coast breeze making it all the way over. You can see that in southeast Manatee County now. Not much going on near the coast at all. There were a few showers near Inglewood just about a half hour ago. Those have since moved on. This one just to the east of Port Charlotte and also Northport is moving very slowly to the west. It may not have enough energy to hang on and not enough moisture. A little sprinkle here and there near Jacaranda Boulevard and I-75, but that has been weakening just over the last 10 minutes. And as far as rain goes over the past 24 hours now, it includes yesterday's rain in the evening, near an inch near Northport and to the west thereof near, looks like on into Warm Mineral Springs. Clear skies and 90 degrees. The dew point is at 73. Humidity 57%. We certainly are missing that dew point when it was in the low 60s. I know I am. West to northwest winds now at 13 miles an hour, and the pressure 30.09 inches. And that's still relatively high. Now, because Tallahassee's landlocked, they're much hotter there, 96 degrees. They're not getting that sea breeze effect, but 90 in Sarasota, 87 in Key West, and temperatures in the low 90s into Avon Park, Wauchula, Sebring, Lake Placid, all at 91 degrees. 90 in Sarasota. Venice Gardens just had a shower move on through. This temperature will rebound quite quickly. And Northport now at 89 degrees, 85 in Punta Gorda. Well, the RPM forecast model suggesting maybe a few more showers later on this evening, but not many. And then we'll see a few coastal showers developing tomorrow offshore. That's associated with the land breeze, which will develop. And then that will move inland, a chance for a late morning shower near the coast, but not much. And then the sea breeze front will start to move back toward the coast, so fairly typical. The only thing missing is an abundance of moisture, so showers and storms will be around tomorrow, but not a widespread variety that you would normally see during the summer months. And as far as the tropics go, all is quiet right now. Upper level low spinning toward Mexico and Texas right now. Quite a bit of moisture associated with this little disturbance making its way through the Yucatan. This is going to be a hotbed of activity, though, possibly in about 7 to 8 days from now. We'll watch it closely as another wave is expected to move through, but nothing going on now. Well, cooler in Minneapolis, Minot, and Toronto and Detroit, all in the 70s there, but just to the south in St. Louis, 99 degrees. Yes, that heat wave is slowly expanding to the east over the past 24 hours. 109 in Phoenix. Los Angeles not as bad, obviously 72 degrees. And for boaters, looks pretty good. A very light chop out there in the bays and inland waters, even smooth at times. The water temperature, a warm 88 degrees, and the beaches will see about 89. So not much help when that sea breeze rolls in most areas. Low tide at 10:47. A high tide will be at 4:56 and sunset at 8:28. Tonight, a few showers are possible later on this evening. Not much. Partly cloudy skies. It will be pretty seasonal, really 75 degrees. Tomorrow, heat index up near 100 once again. Rain chance at 30% late in the day. And scattered showers are possible again on Saturday. Rain chances increasing anywhere from 40 to 50% right through Thursday of next week. Looks like it's going to be pretty good for the Suncoast Offshore Grand Prix golf tournament taking place on Saturday morning. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. Suncoast traffic watch at this hour. We don't have any crashes in the area, but we are seeing some traffic on US 41 right near Fruitville Road in Sarasota. It's both north and southbound on US 41. Slow going there. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, scientists are developing new ways to directly target suicidal thoughts and behaviors. Researchers are finding that certain medications like ketamine and lithium may alleviate suicidal thinking. Ketamine in particular appears to be promising. It has been studied as a fast-acting treatment for depression. While some antidepressants take weeks to work, ketamine can lift mood in as little as a few hours. Scientists are also tweaking existing psychological treatments like cognitive behavioral therapy and coming up with new ones to combat suicidal thoughts. Puberty appears to be starting earlier in healthy girls and possibly even boys. An endocrinologist who studies puberty says that 7 could now be the normal age to start seeing some signs of puberty, which means the cutoff for precocious puberty is now a gray zone. Precocious puberty is a medical term for puberty that begins in girls under 8 and boys under 9, sometimes from an underlying condition. A study published in the journal Pediatrics found that girls who started puberty earlier had a higher risk of depression in early adolescence, and as adults, they're at a higher risk for having obesity, type 2 diabetes, and breast cancer. It may be a lot more enjoyable to do the dishes and cut the grass after you retire. A study in the journal Age and Aging found enjoyment of everyday activities increases after retirement. Researchers say that could be because retirees have more autonomy and time flexibility. Even participants who continued to work part-time after retirement reported that their enjoyment of working increased substantially, most likely because they no longer feel the pressure to climb the corporate ladder and aren't as emotionally invested. Something to look forward to. Coming up next, tense moments on a flight, the unruly situation that caused a plane to make an emergency landing. Plus, an adorable moment caught on camera where these kissing manatees were spotted on the Suncoast. That's next.
The all-new MySuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Hey, I'm really glad that you're taking a few moments to check out this video about the ministry of First Sarasota Downtown Baptist Church. I'm William Hill, lead pastor here at First Sarasota. For the last 15 years, it's been my privilege to share in the life of this faith community, a community that centers itself around faith, friends, and family. Indeed, it is a ministry that's been in existence right here in this wonderful city for over a century.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
I'm Dale Mast, and we're celebrating 40 years on the west coast of Florida.
It's our 40th anniversary, and it's time for a celebration, the Culligan Hydration Celebration. For a limited time, celebrate by taking $250 off any Culligan home system. That's $250 off Culligan water softener systems, drinking water systems, or whole house water filters. Help us celebrate our 40th anniversary, and remember,
for better water, pure and simple, call today and say,
"Hey, Culligan man."
We are delighted to have Dr. Kaminsky join our team at the Totola Cancer Center.
I'm a radiation oncologist. I was at the National Institutes of Health, most recently at the Medical College of Georgia, specialized in central nervous system cancers, prostate cancers, and other types. At the Totola Cancer Center, we have a level of technology that is second to none.
He has a great wealth of knowledge and shares the same passion that we have for patient care.
My family and I are happy to be here in Sarasota and excited to treat our patients here at the Totola Cancer Center.
Pomero Shop Furniture. After 66 years in Sarasota, we're still the leader in hard-to-find and custom-made furniture. We have literally thousands of fabrics and patterns to choose from, and our free in-home design consultation will help you create rooms in your home specific to your unique style. Our inventory changes daily, so come in today to see what's new. Plus, anything in our showroom can be part of your home the very next day. Pomero Shop Furniture, now with 3 locations.
An unruly passenger forces a flight to make an emergency landing in Arizona. FBI agents say a passenger was allegedly making threats aboard a Delta flight. His behavior prompted 2 F-16 aircraft to intercept and monitor the flight, diverting it to Tucson International Airport. The passenger took video of the man being escorted off the plane. He was handed over to the FBI.
He was walking up and down the aisle, staring at people, acting very unusual, anxious, rubbing his chest, and wouldn't sit down.
80 people were on board that flight. They were flying from San Antonio to Los Angeles. Everyone had to be re-screened and then reboard before continuing to L.A.
A Kansas father is showing an amazing display of love and solidarity. His 8-year-old son, Gabriel Marshall, is battling a rare form of brain cancer. To help his son feel more confident, he tattooed his head to mimic the son's surgery scar. The tattoo artist did the work for free, and a pic of the pair won a Best Bald Dad contest for a cancer charity. Very cool. A 9-year-old girl in upstate New York now has a Frozen-themed prosthetic arm. The arm took about 30 hours to print and includes about 30 pieces. Students at Siena College helped create the arm with a 3D printer. The students say they will continue to work with Carissa and her family and have pledged to make a new arm if she needs it, like if she gets over Frozen one day, you know.
Back here in the Suncoast, manatees are known as gentle giants, and well, we're learning they're also pretty lovable too. One of our viewers, Mike Bailey, took this video of 2 manatees sort of kissing in Palmasola Bay in Bradenton yesterday. That's a neat shot.
Very cute. And still to come in your Suncoast News, the Mangrove Islands home to a colony of wood storks.
The FWC wants to make sure these birds stay protected and unharmed. I'll show you how they're going to do that coming up next.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford because Sarasota Ford guarantees you our lowest price on every new Ford every day. Save on America's best-selling truck, 39 years running, the Ford F-150. Fusions, Escapes, over 800 vehicles on site or online, all on sale. Buy with 0% for 60 months. And now, get up to 2,000 trade assistance. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. Sarasota.Ford.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
We've been slow smoking over oak for more than 45 years. And while sticking to tried and true traditions is kind of our thing, it doesn't hurt to throw something new in the smoker every now and then. Come get some slow smoked chicken wings at Sonny's Barbecue. Order them as an appetizer or as part of a combo with pork, baby back ribs, or both, starting at $10.99. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good. Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Pomero Shop Furniture. After 66 years in Sarasota, we're still the leader in hard-to-find and custom-made furniture. We have literally thousands of fabrics and patterns to choose from, and our free in-home design consultation will help you create rooms in your home specific to your unique style. Our inventory changes daily, so come in today to see what's new. Plus, anything in our showroom can be part of your home the very next day. Pomero Shop Furniture, now with 3 locations.